Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will get daily, weekly, monthly content on regular basis. Use the code Vikas10 and get 10% additional discount while purchasing the course. Also, students, follow us on Telegram and Instagram. The link for the same are mentioned in our description. This video has both English and Hindi. The first part is English and second part is Hindi. Timestamps are mentioned in the description below.
Next is in September, Axis Bank in partnership with Dash launched India's first gold-backed credit line on UPI, aiming to simplify working capital access, business growth financing and urgent liquidity needs. So Axis Bank in partnership with Free Charge, right? They have launched India's first gold-backed credit line on UPI. Next is what is India's GDP in both FY26 and FY27 as forecasted by Asian Development Bank in their report. ADB growth slows as a new global trade environment takes shape September 2025. This was released in September 2025. So what is India's GDP here? It is 6.5 that is being projected. Identify the new Managing Director and CEO of Union Bank of India and Central Bank of India respectively appointed by ACC. If we look at here, so Ashish Pandey has been appointed as the MD and CEO of Union Bank of India and Kalyan Kumar as the MD and CEO of Central Bank of India. In September, SEBI, they have extended the deadline for the complete rollout of Dash to April 1st. So SEBI, they have extended the deadline for the complete rollout of retail algorithm trading to 1st of April 2026. Now, as AI is in the picture, now the retail investors will also be allowed to use algorithms for trading into the retail market or for trading on the equities. Correct. And the platform is jointly managed by two quality registrar and transfer agents. They are CAMS, the famous one, that is Computer Age Management Service Limited, and the second one is KFIN Technologies. Right. Find out the individual who is not among the top 5 richest Indians as per the M3M Huron India Rich List released in September. If we see here, Shah Rukh Khan is not among the top 5 richest Indians here. Remember, this is the 14th edition of the M3M Huron India Rich List, and it is Mukesh Ambani, the chairman of Reliance Industries Limited, that has secured the top position with 9.55 lakh crore of total net worth, and Gautam Adani and family secured the second position here. Next is mark the correct statement regarding the approvals of Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on pulses and rabi crops in September. Here, if we look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned. How much loan amount was approved for the development of Indore Metro Rail project in Madhya Pradesh by Asian Development Bank? So what was the amount here? It was $190 million. Identify the organization that was granted self-regulatory organization status by RBI in October for the asset and loan financing of NBFC. So identify that organization. It is FIDC, that is your Finance Industry Development Council. Next is under the Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement between India and the European Free Trade Association that came into force on 1st of October, how many foreign direct investment has EFTA pledged to attract in India over the next 15 years? So under this Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement, that is TEPA between India and European Free Trade Association that came into force on 1st of October, it is $100 billion, right, that has been pledged to be invested in India over the next 15 years. Next is which country along with India commenced the bilateral maritime exercise that is Konkan 2025 of its western coast from 5th to 12th of October. It is United Kingdom, that is UK, right? And this 2025 edition, it marks the first time India and UK have deployed their full carrier strike groups for a joint maritime exercise, and from India it is INS Vikrant that took part in this exercise. Correct? Take a note of this, students, and this was held in 2 phases, that is your harbor phase and sea phase. Identify the person who were announced as the winners of the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in October. If we look at the options here, Simon Saguchi, Mary E. Burknow and Fred Ramsdell. These are the 3 individuals, these scientists were awarded with the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. Who was appointed as the brand ambassador of Viksit Bharat Buildathon, a nationwide innovation initiative which aimed to engage the students from class 6 to 12th by the Ministry of Education. So, Subhanshu Shukla, right? He was recently appointed as the brand ambassador, and Subhanshu Shukla became the first Indian to reach the International Space Station. Correct? Through which mission? It is Axiom 4 mission, right? It was a mission of NASA where astronauts went to International Space Station, and it was Falcon 9 rocket that took them to space. Airbus along with which company? So Airbus along with Tata Advanced Systems Limited, they have announced the establishment of India's first private sector final assembly line in Vimagal, Karnataka to manufacture the Airbus H-12 helicopter. Apart from this, remember Tata Advanced Systems Limited, they are also setting up a manufacturing fabrication unit plant in Dholera. This is related to semiconductor, and Dholera is located where? It is in Gujarat. Next, My Bharat mobile application launched by Union Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandviya in October has been designed and developed by which organization? So, My Bharat mobile application has been designed and developed by Digital India Corporation, DIC. This newly launched mobile application is a part of My Bharat platform, that is an online youth leadership and social engagement initiative of the Department of Youth Affairs, right? And it has been developed by DIC in collaboration with MEITY. So if ministry asked, it is MEITY. Next, mark the correct statement regarding Union Cabinet approval chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. If we look at the option A and B are rightly mentioned. C is wrong here. C is saying that the Cabinet has approved a 5% hike in DA for central employees and dearness relief for the pensioners. So this is not a 5% hike, students. It is a 3% hike that we have seen recently. Next, Maharashtra's Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has announced that Navi Mumbai International Airport will be renamed after, or it will be named after Lok Neta DB Patel, right? And the new name of this airport will be DB Patel Navi Mumbai International Airport. Take a note of it. Next is name the district that was declared as India's first child marriage free district after achieving zero reported child marriages cases across all the 436 gram panchayats and 9 urban local bodies. So this is Balod district. Balod district is in Chhattisgarh, and it has been declared as child marriage free district. Important, students, very important here, right? So it is a child marriage free district of Chhattisgarh. Next is mark the correct statement regarding youth focused initiatives launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in October in New Delhi. So if we look at the option, we have to find the correct statement here. So option B is right, A is wrong, and C is wrong. A is saying that PM Modi launched PM Setu, right, with an investment of 50,000 crore rupees. So PM Setu here was launched, right, and it was launched with an investment of not 50,000 but 60,000 crore rupees. Right, PM Setu. Now option A is right. C is saying Bihar's revamped Mukhyamantri Nishchay Swam Sahayata Bhatta Yojana offered around 5 lakh graduates youths a monthly allowance of 2,000 rupees for more than 2 years. Right, so it is not 2,000 rupees but 1,000 monthly allowance will be given for 2 years under the scheme. Now option C is also rightly mentioned. Where was India's first cooperative multi-feed compressed biogas plant and potash granule production facility inaugurated by Amit Shah, our Home Minister? It was at Ahilyanagar in Maharashtra. Where was it? Ahilyanagar in Maharashtra, and it has a capacity to produce about 12 tons of compressed biogas and 75 tons of potash granules per day. Next, what is the total budget approved by the high-level committee chaired by Amit Shah in October for mitigation, recovery and reconstruction projects across 9 states? What is the total budget approved here? It is 4,645 crore rupees. BRO, that is your Border Road Organization, has built the world's highest motorable road at Meghla Pass at an altitude of 19,400 feet in Ladakh under the project Himang in October 2025. Right, so take a note of this height, built by BRO, and this has also been a Guinness World Record. Next, the 71st Wildlife Week observed from 2nd to 8th of October across India. Which of the following projects was not launched during the Wildlife Week 2025 celebration presided over by the Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav in Dehradun, Uttarakhand? So among the following, if we see, Project Snow Leopard was not launched here, right? So this is our answer. Project Dolphin was launched, the phase 2 of it. Project Sloth Bear, Project Ghadial was launched. Then Tigers Outside, that is Project Tiger Outside Tiger Reserve was launched. Correct? Next. Next is, which city has been declared as India's safest city for the fourth time consecutively as per the Crime in India 2023 report released by National Crime Records Bureau under the Ministry of Home Affairs. So it is Kolkata, West Bengal, that has been declared as the safest city for the fourth time. If we talk about the unsafe city in India, which is it? It is Kochi. Kochi is in Kerala. Next. Next is state duration of implementation for the 1500 crore rupees critical mineral recycling incentive scheme whose detailed guidelines were issued by the Ministry of Mines. So state the duration here. It is for FY 26 to FY 31. Next, which ministry launched the People's Plan Campaign 25-26, that is Sabki Yojana Sabka Vikas Abhiyan, in October to prepare Panchayat development plans for FY 27. So which ministry has launched this People's Plan campaign? It is Ministry of Panchayati Raj. The campaign here aims to promote participatory, transparent and accountable local governance by engaging communities through Gram Sabha meetings. Next is, choose the institution where Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has recently approved the establishment of the Namo Semiconductor Laboratory in October to boost indigenous semiconductor facilities. So choose the institution. It is IIT Bhubaneswar of Odisha. Next, where was the 42nd session of the International Civil Aviation Organization Assembly held from September to October? It is Montreal, Canada. Right? Take a note of this. And this was this ICO Council. During the 42nd ICO Assembly, 36-member council elected for a 3-year term. Next, pick out the correct statement regarding the RBI directions issued in September. If we look at the options here, option A is right and C is right, B is wrong. B is saying that these directions shall come into force from 1st of January 2026. No, they will be coming into force from 1st of October 2025 onwards. Next, moving on, RBI, they have announced a new scheme unveiled from which date to which date? It was from 1st of October till 30th of September for facilitating the accelerated payout to ensure faster settlement of inoperative accounts and unclaimed deposits that are lying within the bank account, so that people can get their money back, or the people who are their relatives should get their money back. Correct? It says in September, RBI has imposed a penalty of 31.8 lakh rupees on which bank for non-compliance with the direction on priority sector lending targets and classification. So RBI has imposed a penalty of this 31.8 lakh rupees on Indian Overseas Bank. Is, select the organization that collaborated with SEBI to develop the validated UPI handles and SEBI check initiatives launched in October 25 to strengthen the investor payment security. It is NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, right? And they have launched a handle also at the rate of valid. Next, identify the bank that in partnership with Ubuntu Systems Private Limited launched India's first youth-focused digital banking application, that is Cosmos Galgal app, in October 2025. So identify the bank that in partnership with Ubuntu Systems Private Limited have launched this. It is Cosmos Co Private Bank Limited. Right? Next, name the product launched jointly by the PhonePe and Utkarsh Small Finance Bank in October through the PhonePe application, which offers a fixed deposit backed credit card facility starting from 2000 rupees. It is Wish Credit Card, right? This is the product jointly launched by PhonePe and Utkarsh Small Finance Bank. Choose the ministry that implements the National Service Scheme under which My Bharat NSS Award 22-23 were presented by the President of India Draupadi Murmu ma'am in October. So choose the ministry that implements this National Service Scheme. It is Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, and a total of 50 recipients here were awarded. Next, Who among the following jointly received the 2025 Nobel Prize in Physics for their discovery of macroscopic quantum mechanical tunneling and energy quantization in electrical or electric circuit? So if we'll see here, all these three options are rightly mentioned. The laureates here demonstrated that the quantum mechanics governs the macroscopic systems with Josephson junctions underpinning the quantum computers, flash memory and ultra precise quantum sensors. Pick out the incorrect statement regarding the 15th edition of the World Para Archery Championship held in South Korea. If we look at the options here, all these three options are rightly mentioned. Next, mention the name of the countries going to co-host the inaugural Women's T20 World Cup Cricket for the Blind in November. So if we look at the options here, so it is India and Sri Lanka, right? Not third option, option fifth is right. India and Sri Lanka are going to co-host the inaugural Women's T20 World Cup for cricket for the blind people. Correct? Take a note of this, and this will be for the blind women. Next, mark the correct statement regarding the 12th edition of the World Para Athletics Championship hosted by India in Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, right, from 27th of September to 5th of October. So if we'll look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned, and Brazil has topped the medal tally with a total of 44 medals, whereas India finished in 10th position with 22 medals. Next is who won the 24th edition of F1 Singaporean Grand Prix on 5th of October at the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore. So George Russell has secured the top position and he has won this F1 Singapore Grand Prix. George Russell drives for Mercedes and he is from which country? He is from UK. Then on second position was of Max Verstappen and Lando Norris was on the third position. Next is Padma Vibhushan awardee Pandit Channulal Mishra, who passed away in October, was conferred with Padma Bhushan in 2010 and Padma Vibhushan in 2020 for his contribution in the field of art. Correct? Take a note of this, students. Next, the United Nations International Day of Older Persons, observed annually on 1st of October to honor the rights and well-being of older people, was first observed in which year? It was first observed in 1991. Take a note of this. Next, the National Wildlife Week is observed every year in India from 2nd to 8th of October to promote awareness about the protection of wildlife and biodiversity. What was the theme of the 71st National Wildlife Week celebrated in 2025? So, it is Seva Parv, right? So, it is Seva Parv. Next, World Space Week. It is annual United Nations observance held globally to celebrate achievements in space sciences and technology. During which dates was the World Space Week celebrated under the theme Living in Space? It was from 4th to 10th of October we observe World Space Week, right? And living in space is the theme here. Living in space is the theme here. Next, identify the regulatory organization with which the PFRDA has signed a memorandum of understanding during the celebration of NPS Divas on 1st of October to enhance pension outreach in agriculture and rural sector. So identify that regulatory organization. It is NABARD, right? So NABARD and PFRDA, they signed this MOU during the NPS Divas that was on 1st of October. So this question can be asked that NPS Divas is observed when? It is on 1st of October. Next, when was the World Habitat Day observed globally by United Nations to highlight the state of human settlement and emphasize the right to adequate shelter for all? So when was World Habitat Day observed? It is 6th of October we observe World Habitat Day. First time this was observed in 1986. Next is who won the men's 100-meter title at the National Open Athletics Championship held at the Birsa Munda Stadium in Ranchi, clocking India's second fastest time of 10.19 seconds. So who won the men's 100-meter title here? It was won by Manikanta Hoblidar, right? Has clocked 10.19 seconds, India's second fastest time to win the men's 100-meter title. Next is, students, where is India's first Dugong Conservation Reserve located, which was formally recognized by IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature, during the World Conservation Congress 2025 held in September 25. So it is located at Park Bay in Tamil Nadu. Next, choose the correct theme of the International Coffee Day celebrated globally on 1st of October to highlight the fair trade, sustainability and the importance of coffee growers. So, choose the correct theme here. The theme being embracing collaboration more than ever is the theme here. Next, where did India's only mud volcano erupt after a gap of 20 years in October? So, where did it erupt? It was erupted at the Baratang Island of Andaman and Nicobar Island, and it erupted after 20 years. Next, who was appointed by UN Secretary General in October as the Special Representative for Children and Armed Conflict? So, Vanessa Fraser was appointed by UN Secretary General in October as the Special Secretary for Children and Armed Conflict. Next, who became the first person in the world to achieve a net worth of $500 billion as of October 25 according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index? So, Elon Musk, right, he became the first individual to reach this staggering net worth of $500 billion. Next, in which Indian state the traditional festival Mera Hau Chongbu celebrated as a symbol of unity between hill and valley communities observed in October? So this was observed where? In Manipur. Next, until which month and year has the Government of India in October 25 extended the validity of road tax scheme, that is remission of duties and taxes on exported products scheme? So it has been expired till March 2026. Next, which organization collaborated with Atal Innovation Mission in October to scale up Atal Tinkering Labs across India? So, which organization collaborated with this Atal Innovation Mission? It is Indo-French Chamber of Commerce and Industry, that is IFCCI. Next, in October, Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh led the Indian delegation to the 11th G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit P20, which was held in which country? So, it was held where? It was held in South Africa.
The logo unveiled by the Government of India for the India Artificial Intelligence Impact Summit 2026 in October symbolizes the blend of which of the following? So, it symbolizes tradition, diversity and clarity. Important, take a note of this. And this India AI Impact Summit 2026 is scheduled to be held in Feb month at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. Next, you have to find the incorrect statement regarding the multiple development projects inaugurated and launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Mumbai, Maharashtra. So, incorrect statement here, option A is right and option C is right. B is our answer, which is incorrect statement. It is saying that the phase 2B, right, of Mumbai Metro Line 3, that is the Aqua Line, is the first and the only fully elevated metro corridor in Mumbai, constructed at a total cost of 37,720 crore rupees. Is it so? So this is the Aqua Line, also the Mumbai Metro phase Metro Line 3, right? It is the first and only fully underground metro, right? Not elevated metro. This is your fully underground metro. So students, you can see from the option here that so minute details can be changed in your exam and the question can be framed, right? So this is not elevated metro corridor, it is your underground metro corridor in Mumbai. No, option B is right. Next is name the institution that has signed an MOU with the Ministry of Minority Affairs in October for skilling projects under Pradhan Mantri Virasat Ka Samavardhan, that is PM Vikas scheme. So name that institution. It is IIT Palakkad, right, that has signed this MOU. Moving on, mark the correct statement regarding the India-UK collaborations during the visit of UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer to India from October 8 to 9th. If we look at the options here, all the options are rightly mentioned. Next is, as per the amendments notified by the Ministry of Textiles in October, the minimum investment requirement under the PLI scheme for textiles in the Part 1 category has been reduced from 300 crore rupees to what? It has been reduced from 300 crore rupees to 150 crore rupees. Correct? And it is for the man-made fibers. Next, which of the following port has been recognized by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy as Green Hydrogen Hub under the National Green Hydrogen Mission? So, which of the following port? So, all these three ports have been recognized by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy as Green Hydrogen Hub under National Green Hydrogen Mission. Next is, mark the correct statement regarding the inaugural edition of the India Water and Rivers Forum held in October 2025.
If we look at the options here, all these three options are rightly mentioned. Next, name the Indian institute that collaborated with Greater Bengaluru Authority and Indian Institute of Science that is in Bengaluru, Karnataka for World Bank funded Bengaluru Water Security and Resilience Project. So name that Indian institute. Which Indian institute we are talking about? It is IIT Madras, right? Option 3 is rightly mentioned here. This project will receive 3,500 crore rupees in funding from World Bank, correct, for various irrigation related projects, right, that will be beneficial. Next, which organization has signed a memorandum of understanding with Bharat Taxi, that is Sahakar Taxi Cooperative Limited, to provide strategic advisory and technical support for their cooperative driven national ride hailing platform? So which organization has signed this MOU? It is NEGD, that is your National E-Governance Division, has signed this memorandum of understanding. Correct? Take a note of this. This collaboration will promote strategic advisory and technical support for Bharat Taxi's upcoming cooperative driven citizen first national ride hailing platform, and it is scheduled to be launched when? In December 2025, right? That is Bharat Taxi. Next is identify the correct statement regarding the agriculture initiatives launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in October. If we look at the options, all these three options are rightly mentioned here. Next is identify the institution that has joined the hands with the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology in October to support India's sovereign AI development. So name that institute. It is ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And this partnership will enhance the development of indigenous large language models by providing verified financial and economic data from listed companies. Next is in October, the Government of India announced an extension in the tenure of the 16th Finance Commission. What is the new deadline for the submission of this report? It is 30th of November 2025. Next, mark the incorrect statement regarding the 238th meeting of the Central Board of Trustees of the EPF chaired by Union Minister Dr. Mansukh Manviya. If we look at the options here, option A is only right. We have to, option A is the correct option because this is wrong, right? Option B and C are rightly mentioned. A is saying that the CBT launched the Vishwas scheme to provide new employment opportunities under EPS 1995. So this Vishwas scheme was launched to resolve the long-standing disputes, right? Not to provide new employment opportunities, but to resolve the long-standing, right, dispute. To resolve the disputes, this was launched. Now option A is right. Next, Ministry of Mines has recently reclassified which mineral as a major mineral to boost ease of doing business and enhance rural income? So recently it is limestone, right? That was reclassified as a major mineral to boost ease of doing business and enhance the rural income. Next is the Indian Air Force and the United Kingdom's Carrier Strike Group has conducted a joint aerial exercise over the Indian Ocean region in October. During the same period, DRDO upgraded the Astra Mark II Beyond Visual Range air-to-air missile, extending their range from 160 km to 200 km. Right? Directly remember this. Moving on, mark the correct statement regarding the State of Social Justice 2025, a work in progress report released by the International Labour Organization in September. So you have to find the correct statement. If we look at the option A is right and C is right. Option A is right and B is right, C is wrong. Right? If we look at the option C, as per the report, labor productivity per worker has declined by 40% worldwide since 1995. Is it so? No. The report revealed that the labor productivity per worker has actually increased, that is surged by almost 78% worldwide. Right? Next, name the Asian country that inaugurated the world's first solar thermal power plant in October, featuring a dual tower design developed by the Three Gorges Corporation in Gobi Desert. So, which is that country we are talking about? It is China. Next, identify the foreign payment gateway that collaborated with NPCI's arm, that is NIPL, that is NPCI International Payments Limited and Qatar National Bank to enable UPI based transactions in Qatar. So identify that foreign bank. It is NetStars, right? This is the foreign payment gateway that collaborated with NIPL and Qatar National Bank to enhance the UPI transactions in Qatar. Next is you have to find the incorrect statement regarding defense cooperation agreement that was signed during the visit of Union Minister Rajnath Singh to Australia. So if we look at the options here, we have to find the incorrect one, right? So option B is right here, C is right, A is wrong. A is saying, which is our answer also, A is saying that the implementing agreements for the mutual submarine rescue support and cooperation was signed to coordinate surface rescue operations between Indian Navy and Royal Australian Navy. Is it so? Right? So this implementing agreement for the mutual submarine rescue cooperation and support and cooperation, it was underwater rescue, right? This was not a surface rescue operation. It was underwater rescue operation. See, again, so much of minute details you need to remember, right? So in this also, this was between Indian Navy and Royal Australian Navy, and it was not for surface rescue operation but for underwater rescue operations. Next, which city in Australia hosted the 4th edition of the India-Australia Joint Military Exercise, that is AUSTRA from 13 to 26th of October to enhance defense cooperation between Indian Army and Australian Army. So which city in Australia hosted this 4th edition? It is Perth. Right, Perth hosted this 4th edition of the India-Australia Joint Military Exercise, that is AUSTRA. Right, the first edition of this exercise was held where? In Rajasthan, in India. Next is during United Nations General Assembly elections held in October, India was elected to the UN Human Rights Council for their 7th term. State the duration of this tenure. So this is from 2026 till 2028. Next is RBI linked Bharat Connect with which platform in October to facilitate dollar transactions for individual customers? It is your FX retail platform. Next is, where was India's first QR code based kiosk introduced in October for paying traffic fines and to reduce the need for courthouse visits? It is Gurugram, Haryana. Right, take a note of this, and it was also established by Gurugram Metropolitan Development Authority along with Gurugram Police, and it was at the Ambience Mall. Next, find out the digital payment system introduced by Japan after NIPL. They have signed an MOU with Nippon Telegraph and Telephone Data in October 2025. It is UPI, Unified Payment Interface, right? This is the payment interface introduced in Japan lately. Next is the World Bank in their biannual report, that is South Asia Update for October, Jobs, AI and Trade raised India's GDP growth forecast for FY26 to what percentage? It was raised to 6.5%. Earlier they were projecting it 6.3, but later on raised to 6.5%. Next is, in its Global Trade Outlook and Statistics Update for October report, the World Trade Organization projected that global merchandise trade volume growth will slow to what level for calendar year 26? It was slow to 0.5%, and there is a high chance of recession also that we can see, but let's see how the world plays it. Next, mark the revised growth forecast for India for FY26 as projected by the International Monetary Fund in their October 2025 World Economic Outlook report. It is how much percent? 6.6%. Next is, who among the following jointly won the 2025 Nobel Prize in Chemistry announced by Royal Swedish Academy of Science in October for the development of Metal Organic Framework, that is MOF. So who were honored with this Nobel Prize in Chemistry? All three of them were honored with the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Next, who was awarded with the Nobel Prize in Literature by Royal Swedish Academy of Science for compelling and visionary oeuvre that in the midst of apocalyptic terror reaffirms the power of art, right? For this, who was honored with the Nobel Prize in Literature? So, Laszlo Krasnahorakai, right? A Royal Swedish Academy of Science awarded this Nobel Prize in Literature to this Hungarian author. Next, name the Indian business leader who retired or who retained the top position on the Forbes 100 India's rich list with a net worth of $105 billion, marking 14th consecutive year as the India's richest person. So who he is? He is Mukesh Ambani, the chairman of Reliance Industries, right, with a net worth of $105 billion. Next is, in October, Maria Corina Machado became the first person from which country to win the Nobel Peace Prize for her tireless work promoting demographic rights and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy. So she became the first person from which country? From Venezuela. Next is identify the economists who were awarded the 2025 Svergies Risk Bank Prize in Economic Science, also known as the Nobel Prize in Economics. Right? So who was honored here? So if we look at the options here, Joel Moecker, Philip Aghian and Peter Howitt, these three individuals, right, they were honored with this Svergies Risk Bank Prize in Economics. Next is find out which of the following beaches is not among the 5 Maharashtra beaches that received the International Blue Flag certification in October. So among the following, the Devka beach is not the following beach that received this International Blue Flag certification. Right, with this also remember India has now total 18 beaches or 18 Blue Flag certified beaches. Next is name the bank that was recognized by Global Finance as Asia's safest bank for the 17th consecutive year in their World Safest Bank in Asia 2025 report. So it is DBS Bank, right, that was recognized as the Asia's safest bank. And this report was the 34th edition of the report that was released. Next, who became the first from India to climb 9 of the world's 14 peaks above 8,000 meter after scaling Mount Choyu in October 2025. So among the following, Bharat Thamaini, right, a mountaineer and expedition leader from Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh, became the first Indian to achieve this. Next, who has been appointed as the new executive director of RBI starting from 3rd March 2026. So if we look at the option, Sanjay Kumar Hansda has been appointed as the new executive director of RBI starting from 3rd of March 2026. Next, identify the European country where Sebastian Lecornu was reappointed as the new prime minister by Emmanuel Macron, so of France. Next, identify the person who has been appointed as the first deputy managing director of International Monetary Fund in October. So Dan Katz, right, has been appointed as the first managing director of International Monetary Fund. He will be succeeding Geeta Gopinath. Next is which company has announced in October that it will launch the world's first multi-sensor Earth observation satellite, that is Mission Drishti, in the first quarter of 2026. It is Galaxy Space. Next is mark the correct statement regarding the 11th edition of the Asian Aquatics Championship held in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. If we look at the option A is right, B is right, C is not right. C is saying that India secured a total of 13 medals, that is 4 silver, 9 bronze, ranking 9th in the overall medal tally. Is it so? No. India stood at 11th position in the medal tally with 4 silver and 9 bronze. That is right. Next, who was the former chairman emeritus of TTK Prestige Limited, known as the Kitchen Mogul, who recently passed away. So TT Jagannathan, the famous person known by the name the Kitchen Mogul, the chairman emeritus of TTK Prestige, has recently passed away. Next, Agriculture Minister and former Chief Minister Ravi Sitaram Naik passed away at the age of 79 in Ponda. He was the former Chief Minister of which Indian state? He was the former Chief Minister of Goa. Next, UN observed the World Cotton Day on 7th of October. When was the first ever World Cotton Day observed? It was in 2021 we observed this day. This year it was the 5th edition of the World Cotton Day observed in 2025 and first time in 2021. Next, what was the theme of the Indian Air Force Day observed on 8th of October, marking the 93rd anniversary of the Indian Air Force? So it is your Indian Air Force, infallible, impervious and precise. Right, this is the theme here that you need to remember, and this was the 93rd anniversary of the Indian Air Force Day. Next, when is World Standards Day observed globally to celebrate the importance of standardization and honor those contributing to the development of voluntary standard? So it is observed on 14th of October, right? And theme being a shared vision for a better world. First time this was celebrated in 1970. Next, as of October, what is India's total milk production, which has risen by over 63% in the last decade? It is 239 million tons. Take a note of this. And India remains the world's largest milk producer. Right? Next is, as per RBI state government securities auction results released in October, which state emerged among the top raisers here? So among the following, it is Maharashtra that secured the top position, right? And Maharashtra and Gujarat, you can say. Next, name the union minister who inaugurated India's first electric truck battery swapping station in Sonipat, Haryana. So Nitin Gadkari ji, right? He inaugurated this India's first electric truck battery swapping station in Sonipat, Haryana. Next, where did the third International Purple Festival begin, celebrating inclusivity and empowerment for the persons with disability? It was in Panaji, Goa. Next, name the fintech company that appointed Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma as the global brand ambassadors ahead of the launch of the UPI in October 2025. It is P10, that is P10. By leveraging the stars couple popularity, P10 plans to position itself as a trusted player in India's growing cashless payment ecosystem. Next is, who has been appointed as the Badminton World Federation's Athletes Commission for a third consecutive term in October 2025. So the right option is PV Sindhu. Next, where is the headquarter of the FICCI, which conferred the 2025 FICCI Healthcare Excellence Award to JIPMER, that is Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Postgraduate Medical Education and Research, in October? So right option is New Delhi. Next is, in which place did T-Chip unveil the world's first semiconductor innovation museum in October? It was in Hyderabad, Telangana. Next, who represented India at the G20 Energy Ministers meeting held in South Africa from 7th to 10th of October? So Manohar Lal Khattar ji, right? He represented India during this G20 Energy Ministers meeting in South Africa. Next, renowned primatologist and wildlife advocate Jane Goodall, who recently passed away at the age of 91, was best known for her pioneering research on which animal species? It was on chimpanzees.
In October, the DRDO, they have signed an MOU with which organization under the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy to establish a 300 megawatt renewable energy project across India. So, which is that organization? That is Solar Energy Corporation of India, and the target is to become net zero carbon emitter by 2070. This is the target of India, right? And this will be developing a 300 megawatt of capacity of solar based renewable energy project, and it will be by DRDO. Next, identify the universities that has signed an MOU with Dr. Ambedkar Foundation in October to establish Dr. Ambedkar chairs. So, which is, identify that universities? It is Mumbai University, Jaipur National University, as well as GB Pant University of Technological and Agriculture. So right option is option 5 here. Right, with this new, these 3 Dr. Ambedkar chairs have been added. Total number of operational chairs now stands at 28. Next, mark the correct statement regarding Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Andhra Pradesh in October in 2025. If we look at the options here, all these 3 options, they are rightly mentioned. Next, which of the following sectors did not feature in the MOU signed during the Mongolian president's visit to India in October? Among the following, it is defense procurement, right? That did not feature. So on what we talked about? We talked about digital solutions, we talked about geology and mineral resources, we talked about humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, as well as cooperation in the energy sector. We talked about digital solutions, science and education, culture and exchange, trade and economic development. All these things were talked about, but not defense procurement. Next, name the assault rifle for which the Ministry of Defence has signed a 659.47 crore contract in October with a consortium of MKU Limited and Medbit Technologies Private Limited to procure advanced night sight, that is image intensifier systems. It is SIG 716 assault rifle, right? This is designed for a service life of almost 10,000 operational hours or 10 years, whichever is earlier. Next, mention the world's first tri-service all-women circumnavigation sailing expedition flagged off by Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh in December. So what is the name of this? It is Samudra Pradakshina. Important students. Next, mark the correct statement regarding the State Mining Readiness Index 25 unveiled by the Ministry of Mines. So what is the name here? right? Or which is the correct statement here? Right option is all three of them. Moving on, in October, UIDAI under MEITY launched SETA. SETA is your Scheme for Innovation and Technology Association with Aadhaar. Now, question asked here is, which organization has signed this MOU with MEITY Startup Sub and UIDAI to advance the objectives of SETA scheme? It is NASSCOM. Correct, it is NASSCOM. Now, under this MOU, MSH, right, here they will basically provide technical mentoring, incubation and accelerator support to the startups and innovators here, right? And here what will be NASSCOM doing? NASSCOM will be providing the connection, industry connection, entrepreneurial support if any required. Then next is, which Indian company has signed a strategic cooperation agreement with Embraer Defense and Security of Brazil during the Vice President of Brazil, Geraldo Alckmin's visit to India in October? If we look at the option here, so which is the Indian company that signed this strategic cooperation agreement? It is Mahindra Group, right? Take a note of this. And this agreement is basically to provide C-390 Millennium aircraft for the medium transport, that is a medium transport for, or basically this aircraft will be provided for this medium transport aircraft program of the Indian Air Force. Correct. So this is the aircraft that you need to remember, C-390 Millennium aircraft. Next, how much funding has the government of India allocated for the Kapas Kranti mission launched in October to promote high yield cotton cultivation? So what is the amount allocated here? 600 crore rupees has been allocated here. And question can be asked that this Kapas Kranti is related to which crop? It is for cotton. Then an application was also launched, and even this application was launched in Hindi also. Next, in October, the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare revised the guidelines for per drop more crop scheme. Under the old guidelines of PDMC scheme, what was the maximum funding cap for states and union territories to undertake micro level water storage and conservation projects? So under the old guidelines, what was the limit? It is 20%, right? And now it has been increased to what? This is your 40%. Right, with this, what is it? It will be promoting this per drop more crop, means with efficient usage of water we can grow more crops, right? Quantity of the crops can increase if we are sustainably and managing the water resources properly, and we are in agriculture we are providing the right amount of water when required. Next, in October, the 8th session of the Codex Committee on Species and Culinary Herbs was held where? It was held in Guwahati, Assam, where Codex stands for vanilla, coriander, dried seeds and large cardamom were finalized, right? And the total number of global spices standards developed by CCSCH is 219 now. Next, name the entity under Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology that collaborated with the government of Uttarakhand to organize the Uttarakhand AI Impact Summit in October. So, name that entity. Which entity we are talking about? We are talking about India AI Mission, right? It was organized by the Department of Information Technology along with the government of Uttarakhand in collaboration with India AI Mission, and if the ministry is asked, that is MEITY. Next, identify the type of drug discovered indigenously in India to combat drug-resistant respiratory infections named nephromycin, announced by Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh in October. So, what type of drug is this nephromycin? That is in-house developed by India, that is indigenously developed by India. So, this is a kind of an antibiotic. Important, take a note of it, right? And this has been developed in collaboration with Wockhardt, that is a global pharmaceutical company in collaboration with the Department of Biotechnology. Next, identify the indigenous firearm produced by the Indian Army under 2700 crore rupees contract for 4.25 lakh units in October. So it is close quarter battle carbine. This is a kind of an assault rifle, right? And Indian Army has produced this firearm for 2700 crore rupees, and it is how many units? 4.25 lakh units will be procured, and it has also been developed in two segments where you will be seeing 2.5 lakh units will be supplied by Bharat Forge, right, and rest 1.75 lakh units will be developed by and supplied by Adani PLR Systems. Next, mention the institute that signed an MOU with Coal India Limited to establish the Center for Sustainable Energy in October. It is what? It is IIT Madras. Take a note of this, students. Next is, as per the Henley Passport Index released by Henley and Partners in October, India's passport slipped to which position, offering a visa-free or visa on arrival access to 57 countries, while Singapore has topped the list. So India stands at 85th position. So Singapore is having access to 193 countries, that is visa-free, and they are on the first position. Whereas India, we stands at 85th position and we have access to visa-free countries. How many visa-free countries? That is 57 visa-free countries. Next, how long will India's Hitesh Kumar S. Makwana, elected to serve as the co-chair of the United Nations Global Geospatial Information Management for Asia and the Pacific, along with Woo Suk Chu from Republic of Korea in October? So, how long will India's Hitesh Kumar elected to serve the co-chair here? So, it is for the term 2025 to 2028. Next, according to the Mercer Charter Financial Analysts Institute Global Pension Index, mention the country which is not among the top 5 in the pension index. It is Philippines. Right? It is not among the top 5. Netherlands first, then Iceland second, then Denmark it is third, Singapore it is fourth, Israel is fifth. Next, according to the World Directory of Modern Military Aircraft rankings, which of the following is not among the world's top 5 most powerful forces? It is China's People's Liberation Army Force. Right? Take a note of this. Who is on the top? United States Air Force, then United States Navy, then Russian Air Force, then United States Army, then United States Marine Corps, and on 6th position is Indian Air Force. Next, mark the correct statement regarding the key findings of the Global Forest Resource Assessment 25 released by Food and Agriculture Organization in October month. Which of the following is the correct statement, it is asked. So A is right, B is right, C is wrong. C is saying that in terms of the global forest gain, Russia ranks first, followed by India and China. Is it so? So first remember, Russian Federation is on top, then Brazil is on second, then Canada on third, then USA fourth, then it is fifth China, and on 6th position is our India. Next, choose the financial center that is not among the top 5 in the 38th Global Financial Center Index released in October by China Development Institute and ZN Partners. So choose the financial center, right, that is not among the top 5. So Mumbai, India is not among the top 5 here. New York, USA on top, then London on second, Hong Kong on third, Singapore on fourth, then San Francisco on 5th, and GIFT City, right, of India is on 6th position. Take a note of this, students. And then it is Mumbai, and then it is New Delhi. Next is, what is the total value of the Sovereign Exposure Exchange Agreement signed between the Asian Development Bank and World Bank in October to boost the lending for the developing nations? So it is $3 billion. Total value of the Sovereign Exposure Exchange Agreement is $3 billion. This EEA, that is Exposure Exchange Agreement, right, it is acts as a risk management tool, and it enables the multilateral development banks to lower the portfolio concentration by risk by swapping exposure from countries with large sovereign loans. And this is Asian Development Bank's first EEA with World Bank and 6th EEA with other multilateral development banks. Next is, who headed the SEBI constituted working group that proposed increasing transaction fees for clearing corporations such as NSE Clearing Limited in October 2025. So who headed this SEBI constituted working group? It was headed by R.S. Gandhi. It was headed by whom? It was headed by R.S. Gandhi. This move, it will bolster the financial independence of these corporations and strengthen the balance sheet. Here the fee structure, if we see, currently NSE, they are receiving nearly 5 to 6% of the fees that NSE collects from the members. A revision of the charge for the clearing corporation is expected to increase the share to 25% or even a little higher. Next is, who was honored with the BRICS International Award 2025 for the contribution to spiritual education, cultural development, and maritime innovation at an event hosted by State Duma of Russian Federation in Moscow in October 2025. So who was honored here with BRICS International Award? This is the direct question that can be asked, and this is an important question. So, Abusuapan Kharkarov was honored here. He is the former Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Dagestan, who was honored with the BRICS International Award. This is for his contribution to spiritual education, cultural development, and maritime innovation. Next, who won the 2025 British Academy Book Prize in October for his book titled The Burning Earth, an Environmental History of the Last 500 Years? So, who won the 2025 British Academy Book Prize? It was won by Sunil Amrit. Right? Indian origin historian Sumrit Amrit has won the 2025 British Academy Book Prize for the book that is The Burning Earth, an Environmental History of the Last 500 Years. Next is in October, Union Minister Rajnath Singh was conferred with the honorary rank of Lieutenant Colonel upon Neeraj Chopra in Voluntary Military Force of India. In which Voluntary Military Force of India? So, tell me, Union Minister Rajnath Singh conferred the honorary rank of Lieutenant Colonel to Neeraj Chopra for which voluntary force of India? It is Territorial Army. Next, who was sworn in as the transitional president of Madagascar in October after a military coup confirmed by the High Constitutional Court of Madagascar? Name that individual. Right option is Michael Randirandrian. Right, Colonel Rendrian Rina. Right, Michael Rendrian Rina. Right, was appointed here. Take a note of this. Next is in October, Gujarat state government under the Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel expanded their cabinet, including 19 new ministers and retaining the 6, bringing the total strength to 26. So 19 are new here and 6 are retained. So the total strength become 26. Who was elevated here as the Deputy Chief Minister, becoming the 5th Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Gujarat? So right option is Harsh Ramesh Kumar Sanghvi has been appointed as the Deputy Chief Minister of Gujarat. Take a note of this, students. Next is who was elected as the President of the Indian Cricket Association in October, becoming the first woman to lead the organization. So, Shantha Rangaswamy was elected as the President of Indian Cricket Association. Take a note of this. Next is mention the tenure of Justice Pratibha M. Singh of Delhi High Court as the chair of the World Intellectual Property Organization Advisory Board as announced in October. If we look at the option, right option is for what is the term? It is 2025 to 2027. Right option is this. Next, who was elected as the Japan's first female Prime Minister in October? Right option is Sanai Takaichi. Correct? Take a note of this. Direct question. And she succeeded whom? She succeeded Shigeru Ishiba. Next, in October, Emirates New Development Bank acquired how much % stake in RBL Bank through a preferential issue of shares worth 26,850 crore rupees? It is 60% share here, right? And what is the amount it was acquired for? 26,850 crore rupees. Next, in October, DRDO, they successfully tested the indigenously military craft parachute system with Indian Air Force from an altitude of how much? From an altitude of 32,000 feet. The test was conducted by the test jumpers of the Indian Air Force, right? Take a note of this. Next is in October, Dr. V. Narayanan, the chairman of ISRO, announced that India's maiden human space flight mission, that is Gaganyaan, is scheduled for 2027, while ISRO aims to launch their first crewed moon mission by which year? So ISRO is planning to launch their first crewed moon mission by 2040, and Gaganyaan mission, that is the maiden human spaceflight mission, is planned by 2027. Next, name the fighter jet that was unveiled by Union Minister for Defence Rajnath Singh on 17th of October at Hindustan Aeronautics Limited facility, that is in Nasik facility. So which is that fighter jet we are talking about? It is Tejas Mark 1A fighter jet. Next, identify the country that represented by Olympic champion Ariana Titmus, who announced her retirement from competitive swimming. So, name that country. Identify that country we are talking about. It is Australia. She is from Australia. Next, in October, Union Minister of Home Affairs, that is Amit Shah, he recently announced that Commonwealth Association has approved India's bid to host the sanitary edition of 2030 Commonwealth Games. In which Indian city will the event will be hosted? That means now India will be hosting the 2030 Commonwealth Games that will be in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, right? That means the Commonwealth Association, they have approved India's bid that we can now host this event in India, and that too in India, where it will be hosted in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Important students, take a note of this. Next, also we have bid for the 2036 Olympic Games also. Let's see how that plays out. Next, identify the international multi-sport event where Indian Olympic gold medalist Abhinav Bindra was appointed as the torchbearer in October month. So, identify that international multi-sport event. It is Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics. Next, name the country that secured the first ever FIFA Under-20 World Cup title after defeating Argentina by 2-0 in the final match held in Santiago, Chile. So, name that country that secured the first ever FIFA World Cup title. It is Under-20 FIFA World Cup title. It is Morocco. Next is Tomichi Murayama, right, known for his 1995 World War II apology to the Asian victims who passed away on 17th of October, was the former Prime Minister of which country? Was the former Prime Minister of Japan. Also remember, he served as the Japan's 81st Prime Minister, and it was from 1994 to 1996. Next is Chen Ning Yang, the Chinese American physicist and Nobel laureate who passed away in October, won the 1957 Nobel Prize in Physics for discovering what? So it was for discovering parity violation in weak nuclear interaction. And remember the name, remember the year in which he won the Nobel Prize in Physics and the reason for which he won. Next is Dr. Eknath Vasant Chintis, a pioneering Indian space scientist and key architect of India's early space program, passed away in October, in which year he was honored with the Padma Bhushan Award for his contribution in science and technology. So, Dr. Eknath Vasant Chintis, right, a pioneering Indian space scientist and key architect of India's early space program, passed away in October. In which year he was honored with Padma Bhushan? He was honored with Padma Bhushan in 1985. Right option is option 3. Next is, when is International Snow Leopard Day, also known as the World Snow Leopard Day, observed globally to raise awareness about the conservation of snow leopard, that is Panthera uncia. So it is on 23rd of October. Right, first time observed in 2014. Next, in October, which country gifted Prussian blue capsules to Indonesia to help treat contamination caused by the radioactive isotope cesium-137? So which country gifted the Prussian blue capsules to Indonesia? It was gifted by our country, India, right? And it was a very good gesture. Next is, which fintech company unveiled India's first unified corporate card ecosystem for businesses on October? It is Encash. Correct. Next, NMDC, National Mineral Development Corporation Steel Limited. It became India's first company to receive the BIS certification for hot rolled steel used in the pipeline transportation in October. Question is, in the abbreviation BIS, what does the letter B stands for? It is Bureau. Bureau, BIS, that is your Bureau of Indian Standards, right? So I for India, Indian, and S for standards. Correct. And this certification will ensure the NDMC steel's product meet the highest national quality and safety standards. Next is, mention the company that introduced India's first fully electric two-seater light sport aircraft for flight training and personal aviation on 16th of October 2025. So it is which company? It is Pulinam Aerospace Technologies. And the first prototype, it is expected to be launched in within 12 to 18 months. Next, where did the 11th India International Science Festival held from December 6th to 9th as announced by Union Minister for Earth Science Dr. Jitendra Singh? If we look at the option, it is Punjab University of Chandigarh. Then next is, United Nations recognized the Slovenian town of Bled as the best tourism village. What is the official currency used in Slovenia? So here the currency that is used is Euro. Next, the Election Commission of India enabled the C-Vigil mobile application on the Election Commission internet platform in October to report Model Code of Conduct violations. Identify the established year of ECI. Direct question. So ECI was established in 19 50. Here you need to remember that ECI has enabled the C-Vigil mobile application on the Election Commission Internet, that is ECI NET. So this was enabled by whom? Election Commission of India. Next, in October, ISRO they have announced to launch 6.5 ton Bluebird 6 satellite for the advanced communication and scientific research. Who currently serves as the chairman is of ISRO? So who is the chairman? V Narayanan. But you need to remember here that ISRO they have announced the launch of 6.5 ton weight. This is the weight of this satellite, that is Bluebird. Name is Bluebird 6 satellite. Next, India's gold reserves crossed 880 metric tons by September, marking a historic milestone in RBI reserve management strategy. Question is, name the current governor of RBI who oversees this achievement. So who is the governor? Sanjay Malhotra.
The Defence Acquisition Council approved capital acquisition proposals worth about how much amount to boost armed force capabilities in the October month. So what is the amount of projects, right? What is the total cost of those projects that has been approved by DAC? It is 79,000 crore rupees, right? Union Minister Rajnath Singh, who is the defense minister, has approved this approval, and these new procurements manual will be effective from 1st of November 2025 onwards. Very important, students, take a note of this. Apart from this, Rajnath Singh has also inaugurated Shaurya 1. Shaurya 1. Right, this is a unique botanical garden. Where is it located, this Shaurya 1? This is in Jaisalmer. Jaisalmer is in Rajasthan. So location is important for this Shaurya 1, that you need to remember. And this was basically an question can be asked about whether Shaurya 1 or can be asked regarding the location. Next, identify the private sector bank that signed an MOU with the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade in October to boost financial and non-financial support for the startups. So which is that private sector bank? It is Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited, right? They have signed this MOU, correct? And it is to enhance financial and non-financial support for the startups. Very important. Apart from this, Primus Partners India. With them also an MOU has been signed, and it is to strengthen the India's ecosystem, right? Startup ecosystem, to boost India's startup ecosystem. Next, find out the new toll-free helpline number launched by the Ministry of Women and Child Development in October to be effective from 1st of November for beneficiaries of the Poshan Abhiyan and Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, replacing the earlier number, that is 14408. So this helpline number will be replaced by 1515, and this helpline number, it will be containing all the initiatives or various services under this particular number, and it will be coming into play from 1st of November 2025. Next is, in October, which union ministry has signed an MOU with 17 institutions across India to accelerate the conservation and digitization of India's manuscript heritage under Gyan Bharatam mission. So which union ministry is it we are talking about? It is Ministry of Culture, right? Take a note of this. If we talk about this Gyan Bharatam portal or this mission, it was launched in September 2025. It was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and this is during this only, remember, the first ever Gyan Bharatam International Conference was held at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi. Moving on, and what is the aim of this Gyan Bharatam? Basically, it is to conserve the manuscripts of India. Next, what is the total investment approved by the Government of India for establishing 7 electronic component plants under the Electronic Components Manufacturing Scheme? It is 5,532 crore rupees. These projects, they are expected to lead the production of components worth 36,000 crore rupees and generate more than 5,000 direct job opportunities. Very important, students. Next, identify the state that was not included in the 15,095 crore rupees procurement plan of pulses approved by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in October for the Kharif season under Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanrakshan Abhiyan scheme, that is PM Asha scheme. So among the following, which is the state not included here? This is the question asked. So among the following, Gujarat is not included here under PM Asha scheme. Here the farmers of Telangana, Odisha, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, they will be benefited here, right? And these pulses, they will be procured by the farmers of these states. Next, in October, who signed a memorandum of understanding with Russia's United Aircraft Corporation in Moscow, Russia for the production of Superjet 100, that is SJ-100 civil commuter aircraft in India. Among the following, which is that organization that we are talking about is your Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. And which is the aircraft that we are talking about, SJ-100 or Superjet 100. Right, this is a civil commuter aircraft, and with this the scheme of India, that is Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, that is a regional connectivity scheme, it will be benefited a lot. Right, this will be getting a significant boost as more and more commuter civil aircrafts will be coming into the play. And one more thing, students, this scheme, this targets basically which areas? Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Next is, which of the following is not among the components of National Blockchain Framework launched by the Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology in September? So under this, if we see the option 4, that is Blockchain Support Center, this is not a part or not a component here. What are the components? Vishwasya Blockchain Stack, NBA Flight, Pramanik, and your National Blockchain Portal. They have been launched here, and this National Blockchain Framework was launched on 4th of September in 2024, and it was sanctioned with an outlay of 64 crore rupees. See students, blockchain is very important, and we have discussed this in daily current affairs video also, that blockchain is basically when multiple blocks come together, that forms a blockchain. This blockchain works, or this is a technology on which Bitcoin, Ethereum, all they are working, right? It is quite secure, right? It is not easily hackable, right? And even we see that when this forms a chain of data, and these blocks are formed when various individuals, they confirm that particular transaction, when they approve that particular transaction, then these blocks are formed, and this technology is quite secure. And in future also we will be seeing that such technology, this blockchain technology, will be utilized in multiple sectors. Next, Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi approved the term of reference for the 8th Central Pay Commission, who has been appointed as the chairperson of the 8th Central Pay Commission. So who has been appointed as the chairperson? Direct question here. Justice Ranjan Prakash Desai has been appointed as the chairperson here of the 8th Central Pay Commission. This commission, students, right, this is a temporary body. Basically it will be reviewing the salaries of nearly 50 lakh central government employees, and with this it is expected that 10 to 20% salary jump will be seen in the central government salary, right? It will be coming into effect from 1st of January 2026 onwards, but as this committee or this commission, they will be giving their report in 18 months. So till 18 months the current salary will be going on. After 18 months, when this is approved, the arrears will be provided to the employees, right, as of the revised salary. Take a note of this. And this commission will be containing 3 members. Next, Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has approved how much amount for nutrition based subsidy for Rabi 25-26 on phosphatic and potassic fertilizers. It is 37,952 crore rupees, right? Take a note of this. And this NBS will be, these NBS rates will be effective from 1st of October till 31st of March 2026. Important students. And one more thing, for example, if we talk about the subsidy rate per kilogram for the nutrients has been fixed, such as for nitrogen, it is 43.02 rupees. For potash, it is 2.87 rupees per kilogram, and for for potash, it is 2.38 rupees per kilogram, and for sulfur, it is 2.87 rupees per kilogram subsidy has been approved. Next, in October, Indian Army, they have signed a contract to procure the first indigenously developed software-defined radios designed by DRDO. These SDRs, they will be produced by which defense public sector undertaking? So they will be procured by Bharat Electronics Limited. Important direct question. Next, in October, the Government of India constituted a committee chaired by the former Secretary Neeraj Kumar Gupta to review the rationalized export rebate rates under the remission of duties and taxes export products, that is RoDTAP, and rebate of state and central taxes and levies scheme. So this committee is to submit their main report by which year? This is the question being asked here. So what is the date? It is 31st of March 2026. They will be submitting their report. Next, which country has recently in October signed an agreement with India to boost the cross-border energy transmission through the development of 2 new high voltage power transmission lines? So it is with Nepal. See students, from India, it is Power Grid, right? And from Nepal, it is Nepal's Electricity Authority. They together signed an agreement here where India will be taking, or we can say Nepal will be supplying this electricity to India, and Power Grid will be playing an important role here in this joint venture, where here the transmission line will be, or electricity or power will be provided to India. This agreement will support India's plan to import almost 10,000 megawatt of electricity from Nepal over the next decade, right? Take a note of it. Next, identify the organization under the Department of Telecommunication that has signed an agreement in October to roll out the Smridh Gram Phygital Services pilot project in 3 states. So, which is that organization? It is Telecom Center of Excellence India, right? And here remember which are the 3 states that will be benefiting here. It is UP, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. So, these are the 3 that you need to remember. Next, name the energy central public sector enterprise that was upgraded to Schedule A status by the Government of India in October 2025. So, which is that central public sector enterprise? It is NTPC Green Energy Limited, right? It has been upgraded from Schedule B to Schedule A. How many schedules are there? A, B, C and D. 4 schedules are there basically. Now, with this, here you will be seeing that this NTPC Green Energy Limited, they will get a free hand to invest their money and even invest in multiple other projects. Their decision making, there will be a greater flexibility in the decision making and faster executions of the project. Next, Union Minister Piyush Goyal has recently launched Anusandhan National Research Fund in October. How much is the total value of this fund? So it is 1 lakh crore rupees Anusandhan National Research Fund. With this, research and development, innovation will be coming into play. More and more innovation, more and more research will be seeing in the sector. Also students, with the launch of artificial intelligence, we are seeing that the research will be getting a major boost because we have a lot of data in multiple sectors, and this AI, it can compile this data, it can analyze this data in a much more refined way, and even it can find the things that are not even noticeable by the humans, the patterns that are not noticeable by humans. So this will be a game changer in the coming sector. Next, which international convention re-elected India as the Vice Chair of the Bureau for Asia Pacific during the 10th session of the Conference of Parties held at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris, France? So, which international convention re-elected India here? So, it is ICADS, that is your International Convention Against Doping in Sports. Very important, students. And during the session, Azerbaijan was elected as the chairman for the COP10. Take a note of this. Moving on, and where was this basically held? It basically, as we saw, that India was re-elected here. So India was re-elected for what term? That is from 2025 to 2027. This is also an important question can be asked. Moving on, students, name the African country that partnered with the government of India in October to establish the first IIT campus in Africa, and where this will be in Nigeria, right? First IIT campus, and this is IIT Madras. We have seen that IIT Madras was established in Zanzibar in Tanzania in 2023, and now we are seeing an IIT campus will also be established in Nigeria. Next, find out the name of the multinational air combat exercise organized by the Spanish Air Force at the Gando Air Base in the Canary Islands of Spain, where the Indian Air Force participated its Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet. So, the exercise name is Ocean Sky 2025, and it is Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 fighter jet that took part from the Indian side here. Where was this exercise held? Location at the Canary Islands in Spain. This is the location that I want you all to remember. Moving on, correct statement you have to give me regarding the 16th session of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development held in October at the Geneva, Switzerland. So if we see, all these 3 options are rightly mentioned. Next, choose the country that remained on the FATF grey list. See, Financial Action Task Force, and they have released this grey list. Grey list is basically a list that is having a name of all those countries that are doing terror financing, right? So recently, grey list was released by FATF following the 4th Financial Action Task Force plenary meeting. Where was this plenary meeting held? It was held in Paris, France. Correct. It was from 22 to 24th of October. It was under the presidency of Elsa de Anda
Madrazo of Mexico. Question asked is choose the country that remained on this FATF list. So Kenya has remained on this FATF list, and another question becomes which countries have been removed from the FATF list. It is Mozambique, South Africa, Burkina Faso and Nigeria. They have been removed from the FATF list. This is also an important question, students. Next, who has been elected as the first Asian chair of the IUCN Species Survival Commission for 26 to 29 term? This was during the IUCN World Conservation Congress held from 9 to 15th of October in Abu Dhabi, UAE. So who has been elected as the first Asian chair here? Vivek Menon. Direct question, students. Right? And here Razan Khalifa Al Mubarak was re-elected as the president of IUCN. She will continue for the term 2026 till 2029. Next, where was the UN Convention Against Cybercrime held in October, marking the establishment of the world's first global framework to prevent the combating cybercrime? It was held in Hanoi, Vietnam. Next, mark the correct statement regarding 47th Asian Summit held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. If we look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned. Next, what was the theme of the 4th edition of RBI's Global Hackathon, that is Harbinger 25 Innovation for Transformation, launched in October to boost secure and inclusive banking solutions? So, what was the theme here for this hackathon, that is Harbinger? It is secure banking powered by identity, integrity and inclusivity. Important, very important. So take a note of this, and this is the 4th edition of this hackathon, that is Harbinger. Next, mention the international financial institution that approved $280 million loan to Kerala in October under Kerala Health System Improvement Plan to improve healthcare for elderly and vulnerable citizens. So which is that organization? This is World Bank. How much amount has been approved? $280 million has been approved here. Next, mark the incorrect statement regarding the digital payment solutions launched by City Union Bank during the Global FinTech Fest that was held at Geo World Convention Center in Mumbai, Maharashtra from 7 to 9th of October. If we look at the option, we have to find the incorrect statement. So here we see option B is right, D is right and E is right. So we can say that option A and C is our answer. If we look at option A, which is wrong, and C is wrong, A is saying City Union Bank Depend is a credit card introduced for MSME customers to enhance digital lending. Is it so? No. This CUP or City Union Bank Depend, this is basically a credit line on UPI. This is a credit line on UPI. Now option A is right? Correct this. This is not a credit card. C is saying that City Union Bank Desire is a systematic saving plan available only for the CUB customers. No. Yes, this CUB, what is it? I correct. Option C is that CUB Desire, right? It is a systematic plan available for the CUB customers. Option C is also right here, students. Right? Option C is also rightly mentioned. So A is wrong. We have corrected it. Next is mark the correct statement regarding the 2nd edition of the Payment System Report for June released by RBI. If we look at the options here, all these three options are rightly mentioned. Next, from which date will the new nomination provisions under Banking Laws Amendment Act of 2025 announced by the Ministry of Finance in October come into force? So from which date it is? It is from 1st of November 2025 onwards. Next, here what is the thing happening is that an individual can have multiple nominations, right? And even in different transactions or in different sectors, right? For example, he is having certain assets. So he can define nominee for a certain asset and irrespective of the percentage of its amount, right? Say for example, an individual having 100%, he can nominate nominee for 10%, for 20%, for 30% and so on. Correct? And a maximum of 4 nominees can be appointed here. Next, from which country along with United States of America accounted for 1/3 of India's total FDI during the FY25 as per RBI census released in October? So it is Singapore. Singapore and USA. They together accounted for almost 1/3 of the FDI that is coming into India. Next, identify that Indian state that received a $460 million result-based loan from Asian Development Bank for power distribution enhancement program for the agriculture solarization. So, which is that state that will be benefiting out of it? It is Maharashtra. Next, name the company that collaborated with France-based Safran aircraft engines and inaugurated 425 crore rupees aero engine components manufacturing facility at Tata Center of Excellence for aero engines in Telangana. So, which is that company? It is Tata Advanced Systems Limited, and they are also setting up a plant in Dholera, that is in Gujarat. This plant will be a semiconductor manufacturing chip fabrication plant. Next, Government of India, they have announced the winners of the second edition of Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar, who was honored posthumously with the Vigyan Ratna Award for his outstanding lifetime contribution to physics. So, who was honored here? Professor Jayant Vishnu Narlekar was honored here. Take a note of this. This is important, students. Right? Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar. Moving on, find out the personality who was not among the Indian recipients honored as the top agri-food pioneers by the World Food Prize Foundation during the Norman E. Borlaug International Dialogue held in Iowa, USA. So, Dr. Vandana Shiva, right, was not among the Indian recipients here that were honored. So, Chef Sanjeev Kapoor, Dr. Manzoor Hussaindar, Avijit Ghosh, Dr. Bubdilli Murthy, Prasanna, they were honored here. Take a note of this. Then next is also important question, that is the Grand Order of the Mugunwa, right? This is the highest civilian honor given by whom? By which country? This is the highest civilian honor of South Korea, and it is the first time that the USA's president Donald Trump was honored with this honor, that is your Grand Order of the Mugunwa. Next, identify the person who was reappointed as the part-time chairman of the Kotak Mahindra Bank as approved by RBI in October. So, CS Ranjan here is the person who was reappointed as the part-time chairman of the Kotak Mahindra Bank. Next, mention the country where Dr. Patrick Hermione was sworn in as the 6th president, succeeding the Wawel Ramklan. So, Republic of Seychelles. Next, which of the following USA-based global investment firm announced a plan in October to acquire 9.99% majority stake in the Federal Bank Limited for 6,196 crore rupees? Right? So, which of the following USA-based global investment firm? It is Blackstone. They have announced the plan to acquire 9.99% majority stake in Federal Bank. Right? Next, in October, Reliance Industries Limited, they have announced the formation of AI joint venture named Reliance Enterprise Intelligence Limited with global technology company involving investment of 855 crore rupees. So, with which global technology company they are planning this? This is Meta, right? Even Google, they partnered with Adani and Airtel to set up Asia's largest AI data center that will be in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, and it will be attracting an investment of $1 billion, and it will be using clean energy. Next, name the shipbuilding company that delivered the first of the 8 anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft named Mahi to the Indian Navy. If we look at here, it is Cochin Shipyard Limited. This is the company that has delivered INS Mahi, right? It was handed over in Kochi, Kerala, and it is one of the 8 anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft. Also, students, Kochi, this is the most unsafe city of India according to the data. Kolkata, West Bengal, this is the most safest city in India. Next, identify the telescope used by the astronomers of the University of Hawaii in USA to detect asteroid 2025 PN7, later confirmed by NASA as the new Kasi moon. So, this Kasi moon means it will be revolving around Earth by till 2083. Correct? And what is the, identify the telescope, right, that discovered it. It is your Panoramic Survey Telescope and Rapid Response System 1 telescope that discovered it. Next, name the nuclear-powered cruise missile successfully tested by Russia at the Pankova test site in Arctic region in October. So, right option here is N9M730 Burevestnik. Right, this is the nuclear-powered cruise missile that was tested by Russia recently. And it is said that this cruise missile will be having unlimited range. That means if fired from Russia, it can hit any target on the Earth. And it has a capability of flying almost 15 hours, right, in space. Next, The Yonex French Open Badminton Tournament was held recently. That is a Badminton World Federation World Tour Super 750 event that took place from 21st to 26th of October at the Glaise Arena, right, in France. Question is, who clinched the men's singles title here? So the men's single title here was secured by Ender Antonsen, right? He is from which country? He is from Denmark. He is from Denmark. If we talk about the women's single title, who won the women's single title? NC Young. She is from South Korea. She is from South Korea. Next, identify the Indian Grandmaster who won the gold medal at the 2025 European Chess Club held from 18 to 26th of October in Greece. So, D. Gukesh and Divya Deshmukh, they have won the gold medals here. Correct? Next, the 4th edition of the South Asian Athletics Championship was held from 24 to 26th of October at the Birsa Munda Athletics Stadium in Ranchi, Jharkhand. Identify the country that topped the medal tally by winning 20 gold medals here. So our country, right, has topped the medal tally by winning 20 gold medals, right? We are on the top on the medal tally with a total of 58 medals. Then on second is Sri Lanka, then Nepal, then Bangladesh, then Maldives, and then Bhutan. And India has it how many gold medals? 20 gold medals. Next, Lando Norris of the UK won the Mexican Grand Prix, right? Question is, name the F1 team he represented during the event. So, which team does he represent? He represents McLaren Racing, right? Lando Norris on first position, then Charles Leclerc second, Max Verstappen on the third. Lando Norris drives for McLaren, Charles Leclerc drives for Ferrari, and Max Verstappen drives for Red Bull. Lando Norris is from UK. Charles Leclerc is from Monaco and Max Verstappen is from Netherlands. Next, what is the theme of UN Day observed on 24th of October to commemorate the 80th anniversary of UN, emphasizing the role of inclusive and quality education in achieving sustainable development goals? It is education shapes the future here. This is the theme that you need to remember. Next is, when is Vigilance Awareness Week observed across India to promote integrity, transparency and vigilance against corruption? So it is observed from 27th of October to 2nd of November. Important students, and this was first observed in the year 2000. Right? Next, also one more thing, remember, this week is generally observed that coincides with the birth anniversary of the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Right? That is generally, that is on 31st of October. So the week that is this day 31st of October is coming in with that week is observed as the Vigilance Awareness Week. Next, when is World Saving Day observed? So World Saving Day observed on 31st of November, also known as the World Thrift Day, to promote importance of saving and financial literacy. Next, Saudi Arabia has officially ended the kafala, that is a sponsorship system, a reform aimed at improving labor mobility and workers' right for around 2.6 million Indian migrants. What is the official currency of Saudi Arabia here? It is Saudi Riyal. Direct question. Next, which Indian state or union territory conducted the first cloud seeding flight trials in October to combat air pollution and improve rainfall prospects? It is Delhi, right? We were to conduct this, but what in actual happened is that there was not enough moisture in the clouds, because of which this trial did not go through, right? And if it would have gone through, what was the chemical that would have sprayed into the air using the aircraft? It is silver iodide. Moving on. Next, UAE hosted the first Kite World Cup at Fahid Islands of Abu Dhabi with participation from over 150 elite athletes from around the world. Name the official currency of the UAE. Direct question, UAE dirham is the official currency. Next, India achieved the best ever medal haul at the Badminton Asian Championship held in China, where Sahania and Diksha clinched gold medals. Who is the current president of China? So Xi Jinping is the current president of China, right? And here you can see Sahina won under the under 15 girls category and Diksha Sudhakar won under the under 17s girls category. Next, what is the new name of the Aurangabad railway station following the Gazette notification dated 15th of October? So the name is Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar Railway Station. Important question, students, change of name. Next, China has unveiled the world's fastest train, that is CR450, marking a major advancement in high-speed rail technology in October. What is the capital city of China? It is Beijing. Another CR450. This is the world's fastest train train unveiled by China. Next, in October, passenger vessel Sindhu completed the maiden voyage to Barren Islands, the only active volcano in the Indian subcontinent that is located where. So this Barren Island, right? Where is it located there? Which have an active volcano? It is in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Next, in October, Apple Incorporation has joined the elite $4 trillion market capitalization club as the third firm in history. Which company was the first ever to achieve a $4 trillion market capitalization milestone? It is Nvidia. And now this company has achieved $5 trillion of market cap, right? We were discussing our 4 trillion. Now it has achieved even 5 trillion market cap, which is a very big thing. Next, in October, Philippines has joined the Asian Kho-Kho Federation to promote the traditional Indian sport across Asia. What is the currency of the Philippines here? So the currency of Philippines is Philippine peso. Important students, take a note of this, Philippine peso. Next, in October, Nvidia, the American AI chip maker, made history as the first publicly traded company to achieve the market capitalization of $5 trillion. See, again, we discussed here about $4 trillion. Now it has achieved $5 trillion. Right, and it is according to the data released by IMF. In which year was IMF established? So it was established in 1945. So students, these are your important current affairs. Now let's move to the revision part that will be quite beneficial for you all for your revision purpose. Again students, I'm saying do hit the like button, and if you are new here, do subscribe to us. This will motivate me to make better content for you in the long run. Mention the company that partnered with the ICC in August 25 to enhance fan engagement in women's cricket. So mention that company, it is Google. Also remember, Google is setting up Asia's largest AI data center, and where is it? It is in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, and it is in partnership with Adani and Airtel. Next, which country has topped the medal tally in the 16th Asian Shooting Championship held in August in Kazakhstan? So which country topped the medal tally? It is our country India that topped the medal tally here. This competition, it featured 748 athletes from 27 countries, and if we talk about our country India, we have won a total of 99 medals, out of which 50 are gold, 26 silver and 23 bronze. Next, where will the Pickleball World Cup 25 be held, in which India will participate for the very first time? So India will be participating for the first time in this Pickleball World Cup that is scheduled to be held where? In Florida, USA. Next, who won the 35th edition of the Dutch Grand Prix held in Netherlands? So who won this 35th edition of the Dutch Grand Prix? Oscar Piastri have won this Dutch Grand Prix. Next, pick out the incorrect statement regarding the 29th edition of the Badminton World Federation World Championship held in Paris, France. If we look at the option, we have to find the incorrect statement. So A is right, C is right, B is our answer. Chen Yufei from China won the women's single title here. Is it so? No, women's single title was won by Akane Yamaguchi. Akane Yamaguchi, right? And she is from Japan. Next is which country topped the medal tally of the 2025 Commonwealth Weightlifting Championship held in Ahmedabad, Gujarat? If we look at the option, it is our country India that has won the 30th, that is topped in the medal tally at the 30th Commonwealth Weightlifting Championship. Next, mention the name of the Indian cricketer who in September announced his retirement from international cricket, concluding an illustrious career that spanned more than 2 decades. So, who is that Indian cricketer? Amit Mishra, right, has announced his retirement. Next is students, identify the name of the mascot of the 11th Asian Aquatics Championship unveiled by Union Minister Mansukh Mandaviya in New Delhi. So, identify the name of that mascot. The mascot's name is Jalvi, right? It is for the 11th Asian Aquatic Championship. Next, mention the country that has won the 12th edition of the Men's Hockey Asia Cup title by defeating South Korea by 4-1 in the final in Rajgir Sports Complex in Bihar. So mention that country. It is our India. Correct? Take a note of this. And this marks India's 4th Asia Cup title and qualified for the 2026 International Hockey Federation's Men's Hockey World Cup. Who will be hosting this Men's Hockey World Cup? It will be co-hosted by Netherlands and Belgium. Next, who won the F1 Italian Grand Prix held at Autodromo Nationalis Monza in Monza, Italy? So, who won the F1 Grand Prix here? Italian Grand Prix. This Italian F1 Grand Prix was won by Max Verstappen. Next, the 28th International Table Tennis Federation, Asian Table Tennis Union, right, championship will be held at which place in October as announced by Table Tennis Federation India. It is scheduled to be held in Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Moving on, India will host the first ever dash in Chennai, Tamil Nadu as announced by the Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister in September. So India will host the first ever what? Will host the first ever 5150 triathlon. Right? It will be held in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and Tamil Nadu state government has approved 3 crore rupees for this event, making India the third Asian nation and the sixth nation worldwide to host this elite triathlon format. Next, which country has won the second edition of the Central Asian Football Association Nations Cup, the biennial men's football championship of Central Asia, held from 29th of August to 8th of September. So, which country has won the second edition here? It is Uzbekistan that has won it. And Uzbekistan defeated Iran in the finals by 1-0. Next, identify the sports academy that earned a prestigious affiliation with the Asian Hockey Federation with the support of International Hockey Federation. It is Rajgir Sports Academy. Next, mention the country that topped the medal tally at the 2025 World Boxing Championship held in Liverpool, England. If we look at the options here, which is that country we are talking about? It is Kazakhstan that we are talking about. Right? Next is which country defeated India in the final to win the 11th Women's Hockey Asia Cup held in Guangzhou, China in September. So which country defeated here? So it is which country defeated India here? So right option is India defeated, or mention that country who defeated India here. It is China that defeated India in the finals here. Next, in September, who became the first Indian high jumper to qualify for the men's high jump final at the 20th edition of the World Athletics Championship held in Tokyo, Japan? So, who became the first Indian? Sarvesh Kushare. Sarvesh Kushare became the first Indian here. Take a note of this. Next, which country was officially named as the new jersey sponsor of the Indian cricket team until 2027 in September 2025? So, it is Apollo Tyres. They became the new jersey sponsor for the Indian men's cricket team. Next, which team defeated the South Zone to win the 62nd edition of the Duleep Trophy in the final held at the BCCI Centre of Excellence in Bengaluru, Karnataka? It is Central Zone. Next, in September, Samuel Umtiti officially announced his retirement from professional football at the age of 31. He hails from which country? He hails from France. He hails from France. Next is who became the first woman from Bihar to be awarded the Women Fight Master title in September after achieving 2100 fight rating points. So right option is Mariam Fatima. Next, identify the following country. Which of the following countries did not come in top of the medal tally of the 20th edition of the World Athletics Championship held in Tokyo, Japan? So not in the top in the medal tally. Here Israel is not among the top in the medal tally. It is USA, then Kenya, then Canada, then Netherlands, then Botswana. Next, Max Verstappen represents Red Bull company, right, and has won the 8th edition of the F1 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Next, the 8th edition of the Lever Cup won by the Team World over Team Europe. Where was the event held? Lever Cup is basically a tennis event where Team World participates with, or Team World is against the Team Europe, and recently this 8th edition was won by Team World. Question asked is, where was this event held? This was held where? It was held in San Francisco, USA.